We have a tornado on the ground out here, guys, in Harper, Kansas. Confirmed. Reed Timber literally pulled right up on this thing. And the Dominator 3. It looks like things are picking up. Sirens are going off. Yep, we got a tornado on the ground in Harper.
I didn't want to sell it on a dirt road just yet. I know. Pretty good. You got it, Carson. Nice job.
Yeah, Reed Timmer, he's out here chasing. I don't know where he went. He literally was pulled right up on the tornado. Looks like he's driving through town now, but yeah, this tornado is in Harper. Harper, Danville area. So you guys definitely need to take your safe spots. We're inside Harper.
You can keep that up there. That's more important than anything, probably.
Many more to come. I'm not seeing anything out of here just yet. I think if anything, must have dissipated.
So yeah, we have a tornado on the ground in Harper right now. Anybody just hopping in, let's go ahead and pull up our threat for today. This is tomorrow's, actually. Today, this is where we're looking at for the tornado threat today. Of course, Virginia and Washington gets put in the 2% again, man. These guys can't get out of the tornado action. We got a big 5% here on Oklahoma, Kansas, and other areas outlying there with a 2% chance of tornadoes. Yeah, Reed Timmer, man, I was watching him. He pulled right up on this thing. Like, he came within probably 200 feet of this thing. It's completely rain wrapped, but he pulled right in on that tornado. Don't want to leave it on too long because Reed does not like people using his footage, but just kind of giving him, you know, heads up. He found the tornado. Kind of got a little bit of a, you know, some skimpy areas of rotation here, but Reed actually found one on the ground, so we actually have a 2R warning, a confirmed tornado on the ground warning. The sirens are going off in Harper and Danville right now. If you're in Harper and Danville, you definitely want to get in your safe spots. We just had a front seat view of this tornado. We saw it right outside of Reed Timmer's windshield. They have two areas of rotation here. We've got one right up here between Danville and Argonia, and then another one here between Harper and Danville. This one has some really condensed rotation throughout the levels. I mean, it's rotating from 8,000 feet all the way up to 46,000 feet. So, doesn't look like this might be just your little brief spin up. This thing might be a repeat offender. We might see this thing drop down, pick back up again. Here's our big giant supercell. My goodness, it's a beautiful looking storm. Obviously, our tornadoes coming down through here, touching down in there. But yeah, it's so crazy because Reed literally drove right up on it. You know, it was really rainy, couldn't see nothing. All of a sudden, boom, tornado on the ground right in front of him. What an excitement! Yeah, it was Reed Timmer, guys. I'm not sure where he went or why he turned around. But he was right on top of the tornado. What's going on, Jonathan? How you doing, buddy? Assuming Reed's going to go back for... Yeah. Reed's trying to get another view on this thing. I think he repossessioned so he can see it again, I believe. Yeah, this is Reed Timber. If you want to join our Discord, I can't keep him up long because he doesn't like people using his footage. So, this storm has a lot of rotation, right? Like we have a really, it's going to be back, right? I just pulled up the 3D view. Like this thing has it has the structure to keep reproducing this tornado, and I think we're probably going to see it again right here in this hook, most likely. And I just pulled up our 3D view. Like this thing is going to be a repeat offender. I mean, the rotation's going all the way up 49,000 feet in the air, right? This isn't just a little brief spin up. This thing has the structure to repeat do this. It's not just a little brief spin up. It's like it's gotten a little sloppier here, but it might be just recycling, but yeah. I mean, you can clearly see where it dropped down right in there. This 3D scan's a couple minutes back too. It wasn't too big. It was kind of big. I mean, Reed said it was turning into a big-time wedge, but I believe it pulled back up. But we're probably going to see it drop back down again the way things are looking. Let me pull up our Google Maps so we can make sure everybody's safe. Harper, Kansas. So the rotation's between Harper and Danville right now. Yeah, we got a new wall clouds, what Reed's saying. He was just looking at it. I'll try to pull it up again once he... It looks like the rotation is getting much stronger up here by Argonia. It's really starting to wrap up more here. We kind of have another area with an inflow and a hook coming out. Yeah, this is a supercell here. It's pretty much all we ever see in Kansas and Oklahoma supercells. These states are just really favorable for producing really big ones. Go ahead and recut it out. Here's our 3D view of the supercell right here. We're still behind here a bit. Looks like we have two areas of velocities that are really picking up. Or it could be dropping down here because we have like multiple areas of rotation here. We have multiple hooks in the storm. I think the storm's kind of recycling and trying to figure out where it wants to plant down next time because it's a little bit sloppy right now. So we have some pretty strong rotation here by Argonia. Our last tornado was back here between Harper and Danville. So just kind of keep an eye on it, see what it's going to do next. Oh wow, we got another tornado warning up in Pennsylvania right now. Let's go back up. Let's go up to Pennsylvania and check this thing out. Just out of nowhere, we got a tornado warning in Pennsylvania, guys. Oh wow, it's not far from my son. Yeah, we got a tornado warning over here by Rimmersburg and New Bethlehem and Hawthorne in Pennsylvania. Doesn't look too scary, but as long as you're inside the house, away from windows, get into your innermost room inside your house, you should be in good shape with this one. It's not a very big, strong storm, but it does have a little bit of rotation here, and they did tornado warn it. So, yeah, if you're in Pennsylvania and New Bethlehem, you got a tornado warning storm nearby. This thing might be going south towards Dayton and Timlin, but generally these tornado warnings don't last that long. But I mean, we do have a little bit of rotation here, right? Doesn't look too crazy. We're gonna keep an eye on it, though. We're gonna keep an eye on it. Yeah, this is in Pennsylvania. We're northeast of Pittsburgh right now. You know, heck, I'll take a 3D view of this guy real quick. We did drop something down to be like right in there. Yeah, generally down in Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, that's about all we ever see is big giant supercells. I mean, sometimes we get other kinds of storms, but that's like pretty much all we see down there.
All right, so just 10 seconds. I just want to show you the boundary that they're talking about. And this is really important to show you guys because this is.
Oh man, this thing's all kinds of big sloppy now. Still rotating. We got two areas where it's still picking up rotation. Kind of see what this storm's going to do. It's going to make up its mind. Looks like we got a bunch of velocities up here too by Park City, Ketchy, Bel Air, Valley Center as well. Like this storm, this is an angry storm, guys. We got a lot of stuff going on from the storm all throughout Kansas here. So actually, I think we can connect to one of these guys here. Yeah, we got a closer radar up here. The Wichita radar. Whoa, what's going on here? Looks so much further away from the Wichita radar. That is weird. How you doing, Carrie? I think there's something wrong with the Wichita radar. I think it's I don't know if it got hit or what, but it's look, it hasn't updated in a long time. So let me kind of check. We'll check around here a little bit, see what's going on. Yeah, there's something wrong with the Wichita radar because these two storms are showing it right on top, but when I connect to Wichita, it's behind by like 30 minutes. So yeah, we got an issue with the radar up here. I don't know if it got hit by a storm or what, hail or big wind and took it out. It's not working right now. Or it's delayed. And I tell you what, Montana's got some big giant storms. I've seen, you know, what I watched and happened out in Montana the last couple days, pretty much the last 3-4 days. Man, they get the biggest, giantest supercells too, but then they just change so much up there. It's like no storm just basically stays the same in Montana. They're just all over the place. Guess Reed Timmers positioning himself out in front of the storm right now. Trying to catch where this thing is going to recycle. It's calling a bit of rotation here in the back end of it. Second, we got rotation from 8,000 feet all the way up to 14,000 feet. Here back on this back hook. I think we got a good amount of rotation up here on this storm as well. Can't really get a good view of this storm because there's a whole bunch of radar interference and the Wichita radar is acting up. But let's try Topeka, see if we can see it from Topeka. No, same issue. So we at least know that we do have a pretty nasty storm up here in Wichita, Bel Air, Keachie, Park City, all right? I just really can't get a good view of it right now because the Wichita radar has been taken out, I believe. It's currently offline. I want to check again, see if it's updated. Yeah, nope. Yeah, you can see here our Wichita radar is still showing the storms from like 30 minutes ago, so I think what's going on here is we got a pretty nasty front of storms coming through Wichita here, and it's doing some damage, taking out some power. We can actually, let's check out the power outages too. We still have this tornado warning here and this other storm that just dropped a tornado not too long ago. I'm expecting it to recycle the way it looked like on its internals, but it looks like the rotation's kind of falling apart in this thing. Look how small our tornado warning is here. So they really cut out the tornado warning size on this as well. So we may not see another tornado out of this thing. It's still a big giant supercell, but our rotation is really kind of all over the place now. How you doing, Rastus, Jeremy? Hey, Michael. Hey, George. Welcome to the stream. So look how our rotation's really gotten sloppy. I'm looking at this is the guts of the storm, the 3D view of the velocities. Like we have a little bit of got little velocities here and here. The storm's really kind of lost its marbles, I would say. I don't think we're going to see another tornado out of this thing in the future with the way it's looking right now. It's possible, but it's got to go a long way. I mean, this thing was really cranking good there for a minute. And Reed sure has a good view on that. There's a knob up there. You heard him. I can't really see over Park City. The Wichita radar is down. It's saying we have a rotation up here by Wichita, but you see right here when I'm looking at the radar, all this purple's interference, right? We're kind of far from the radar. But we're seeing really strong winds. I'm getting reports of 70-mile-an-hour winds. So everybody up here in front of Wichita, Park City, you guys need to take your shelters because we have minimum 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds. Greenwich Heights is getting hit next. Andover, Eastboro is just about to get hit. Benton's about to get hit. Tawanda's about to get hit. I mean, this storm is absolutely cranking. I don't think we have a tornado on the ground, but we definitely have some really strong winds. It does say we have a rotation in here, but I don't know how well we could believe this with all this radar. I mean, we have all this purple radar interference all over the place, so I don't know how legit this is. So, I mean, regardless, we got big hail. We got huge winds out here in Wichita. You had 90-mile-an-hour winds in Newton last night? Oh, my goodness. Yikes. Let me pull up power outages so we can see how much damage these storms are actually doing. 90-mile-an-hour winds. That's crazy. So this is basically our tornado threat for the day right here. We got 5% here in the red, 2% in the green. Let me pull up the winds. So yeah, see, we got a 35 signature, 45 signature on winds today in these areas. So we're expecting to see some extremely damaging winds in here in the purple area. So yeah, that makes sense why you guys are getting hit so hard. So we're probably gonna have a lot of power outages here in the red and the purple here in the winds. So you guys need to be ready. You're inside this purple and red here and you haven't been hit yet. You need to get stuff cleaned up quick because it's coming. I mean, these storms are right along Wichita right here.
Did you get that tornado earlier? No, there was one. You got some pretty strong rotation right now.
So, but yeah, I'm assuming the winds took out the Wichita radar because it's still not working. It hasn't updated in 30 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna head up to Mayfield real quick, I think.
Saying we got a new area of rotation right here picking up really well.
We're heading up toward Mayfield.
Right here by Milan, look, it's saying we got a rotation from 3,000 feet all the way up to 54,000 feet.
Okay, good to see you.
Just looks like inflow to me, but I'm gonna keep an eye on this, see what's gonna happen right here. So you can clearly see where inflow is basically spinning a lot of stuff up right here. So we're gonna keep an eye on this area right here. We're just gonna keep an eye on both these storms because these storms are doing a lot of damage, it seems. Keep trying to pull up the power outages, and I don't know what page I had that on. I'm gonna have to just reopen it.
Thank you so much. Oh, wow. I really appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All right. So yeah, Kansas is getting beat up. We have 9,000 households that lost power in Sedgwick County. 146 households in Sumner County. Another 145 in Crowley County. So these storms are doing damage right now. Sedgwick County, I believe that's where, yeah. Sedgwick County is Wichita. So Wichita is getting absolutely hammered right now by blasts of winds. I really wish the radar was working in Wichita right now. Well, it looks like, yeah, I'm seeing anywhere from 60 to 80 mile an hour winds here near Bel Air, Wichita, Eastboro, Keechee. We have a lot of interference, but I'm pretty sure we're getting at least one-way velocities, I think we can believe. Check and see if the Wichita radar started working again yet. Hey, it updated. It finally updated. All right, so Wichita radar's working again. They got it back online. All right, we can finally see what's going on now up here. We're really seeing like 60 mile an hour winds over Bel Air. I'm not seeing any really crazy winds at lower level. I mean, this is 57 mile an hour at 718 feet. So it doesn't look like it's nearly as bad on the ground. They're definitely getting at least 60 mile an hour winds on the ground here near Wichita. It's also saying we got a really strong rotation right here. We might have a tornado on the ground here just northeast where we kind of got an inflow notch here. We could have a little brief spin up right here. This could be a little brief spin up happening right here. It's showing 106 mile an hour gust of wind here. 554 feet. Right here in the front part of this storm here in Eastboro. So we might be having a little brief spin up happening right here. So close to radar you can't really see, but we do see that we have 106 mile an hour gust of wind. So my guess is we're just having a lot of brief spin ups down here. Yeah, I can look. But hey, Lori, Cookville, where again? I forget what state that's in. So they finally got the Wichita radar back online. I mean, we're literally right on top of the radar right now. You can see where our radar site is. The storm means business. I'm going to try to tilt the radar up a bit, see if we see any strong velocities here. Okay, yeah, we got something crazy happening right here. I'm pretty sure we got a brief spin up tornado happening right here. Got some really strong signatures of wind here in the Enrot. Yeah, we're getting a lot of strong winds. It's basically saying we have a really strong rotation from 565 feet all the way up to 12,000 feet right here in the front of this storm. You see our inflow notch. So if you're near Bel Air, Eastboro, we might have a tornado on the ground briefly there. It is not tornado warned, but it definitely has some very high velocity signatures on the radar. Trying to see if I can connect to another radar to confirm this real quick. Yeah, here we go. We can still see it. See, we got some high velocities in the front of the storm. So we're seeing, I think what we're seeing here is a lot of quick, brief spin-up tornadoes in the front of this storm and not necessarily long-term straight-line winds, because I went further up here. I went up to the Topeka, Kansas radar, and we're seeing lots of signatures of really strong velocities here in the front of the storm. And even still, we can't really get a good view because it's like in the area where all the radar interference is. We got a new tornado warning in Colorado. Oh boy. We'll come back down here to the Vance Air Force Base one again and try to confirm what's going on up here in Wichita. I mean, I'm seeing lots of velocities in here. Yeah. Pretty sure we have a tornado on the ground up here in Bel Air right now. Between Bel Air and Andover. I think this thing's still on the ground. I've confirmed from 3 different radar sites. We have a really strong rotation here by Bel Air and Andover. Pretty sure we have a tornado on the ground here. It's not real high up in the air. It looks like it's only going from like 500 feet all the way up to 12,000 feet, but I'm pretty sure we have a tornado on the ground here. Surprised they haven't tornado warned this yet, to be honest. I mean, you can clearly see the signature right here. Like 100% positive. We have a tornado on the ground right here, I think. And this inflow notch right here by Bel Air and Eastboro is getting even stronger. Like this last scan, it's even stronger now. We have a purple. We have a purple now on the Enrot. Like this thing is absolutely strong right now. They need to tornado warn this. Holy smokes. Look how strong this thing is. Like right in here. We're really close to radar sight, so we can't really see it. But there's something really strong going on right here. We got a really strong rotation from 582 feet all the way up to 12,000. This has like EF2 plus velocities right now. This is a really strong one. This is extremely damaging. If you live anywhere near Bel Air, Eastboro, Andover, Benton, you need to take shelter because this thing is cranking right here. Yep. It's moving along. It's right up here in this little notch right here. We got a really strong tornado right here. It's so close to radar, it's hard to see, but we can see it here. As I tilt the radar up in the Enrot, look at 2 degrees. You can still see it. It's right in here. It's going up to about 12,000 feet. We got a really strong rotation here between 800 feet all the way up to 12,000 feet. I don't know why they won't tornado warn this. This is just east of Bel Air between Benton. Or Wichita, guys. I need a tornado warn this big time. Rotating from 800 feet all the way up to 12,000 feet right here, right in between Bel Air and Benton. I'll check the other radars again to make sure this is what we're seeing. So much interference over here. Yeah, this one's just full of interference right now. Topeka's not working at all right here. Oh, man. Let's go back down to Vance Air Force Base, see if we can see it. So, I mean, it's kind of showing rotation in here. Thing is we're looking at it from 22,000 feet. The tornado only reaches up to 12,000 feet, so we can't even see it from this radar. We really pretty much need to be, it's going to have to be the Wichita radar, because it looks like the tornado's from 800 feet all the way up to 1,200 feet, but this radar is showing the storm from 22,000 feet. So here we go. I dropped it down. So we drop it down to 7,000 feet. You can kind of see where this tornado is right here by Andover. It's a big sloppy mess, but I'm like 95% sure we have a strong tornado on the ground here between Bel Air and Andover. It's a really populated area too. I don't know why, if does anybody live in this area? Anybody at all live in this area, in Wichita, Andover area? I really like to have a confirmation from the ground, because it looks like there's a strong tornado here, but you know, we're so close to the radar, we can't really tell. I would treat it as if it's a tornado, but we're still picking up really high signatures here in the NROT, saying this has really strong rotation from 800 feet up to 21,000 feet right now. I'm seeing all kinds of velocity signatures as I'm tilting the radar up. Holy smokes. That can't be. That can't be. I don't know. We really just need eyes on the ground inside Andover. List Jay, I wish I could give you guys more information. We really just need eyes on the ground here near Bel Air, Benton, Eastboro, and Andover, because the radar is basically showing we have a really strong rotation right here. It's so close to the radar, it's really hard to see, but yeah, like right here, it's showing we have a really strong rotation from 800 feet up to 21,000 feet right here, just between Benton and Andover right now. But we're so close to the radar, we're not seeing this very well. I'm going to do a 3D view of the storm real quick, kind of give you an idea. See, this is the radar. We're right on top of, so it's really cutting out a lot of the storm, so you can't really see what's going on. We're also really close to the radar site. It's really hard to see what's going on here, but I mean, I'm picking up a lot of velocities in the NROT here. Yeah, we got 2 warnings in Pennsylvania. Let's go out there. Like, I'm really worried we have a tornado right here, guys, but I don't know if national weather isn't going to warn it, I'm not going to keep pushing it, right? And we don't have any confirmation on the ground, but it looks like we have a strong tornado inside Andover and Benton right now. Let's go look at the tornado warning in Pennsylvania real quick. Okay, so our latest one's right on the border here. So it might want me to connect to a different radar. They let the other tornado warning expire there. Oh yeah, you got some pretty good rotation out here. If I need more. Big messy storms out here. Yeah, I can definitely see this thing trying to drop a tornado down. We got some areas of velocities on this one for sure. We'll keep an eye on it. See what it does. I'm going to leave the radar right here on top of this warning. So this one is basically, I don't know how populated this area is. Looks like there's some houses and stuff out here. It's heading towards Needmore, between Needmore and Hancock. And we got another tornado warning out in Colorado. I'm going to have to open up another radar site here. I'm already using them all up. Let's go to the tornado warning in Colorado. I think we had somebody asking about, Lori, what area were you talking about? Yeah, we got a tornado warning down here in Colorado. Near Trinidad and Jansen. Looks like it just went through Ludlow. I don't know how long ago they tornado warned this. It's definitely got a big broad rotation on it. It's another one we might see a tornado out of here. We'll see what happens. I mean, we can clearly see our rotation right here. I think we're kind of far from the radar on this one. No, it's only about 6,000 feet up, so we can see it pretty good. Well, it's pretty much out in the middle of nowhere except the area that it's in. Looks like there's quite a few towns and roads and stuff out here. We're moving right along this highway here. Here, Trinidad, Starkville, Ludlow. Let me pull this up, see how populated it is out here. Diogenes, where are you at? Is there anybody near Andover, Wichita, Kansas in chat right now? Is there a tornado there or not? Does anybody know? This right here is in Colorado at the moment. We have 2 tornado warnings in an area where I think we have a tornado, but I can't confirm it because it's really close to the radar. Trinidad's huge. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, this is heading towards Trinidad in Colorado. This isn't on the ground at the moment, but it's just a tornado warning. It has some good rotation. Looks like Trinidad's going to get a ton of hail regardless, though. So get ready, guys. Diogenes, you're in the... Where are you exactly? Like, what are you in? What state are you in? So there's some crazy stuff happening up here. There's crazy stuff happening up here in Wichita, right? The power outages don't lie, right? We can't see what exactly is going on with the radar, right? But the power outages don't lie. They tell the truth. So we know what's going on out here. I'm going to do another refresh. So we had 9,000 households that lost power in Sedgwick County. And our last update was at 5:56, so that's about 30 minutes ago. 17,000 households lost power in Sedgwick. So my guess is we're having brief spin-up tornadoes in the front line of these storms, right? They're not getting tornado warned because it's Kansas, right? It has to be an EF4 and EF5 to get a tornado warning in Kansas. But it looks like we're having brief spin-up tornadoes doing 100-mile-an-hour gusts of winds or more and doing a lot of damage and knocking out the power right here. And it's just about to be on top of Andover. And we have 17,000 households without power already from this storm coming through. So there's more areas that are most likely going to get hit by some brief spin-up tornadoes that aren't warned, but it's okay. We're here for you. So I'm not showing that crazy of wind speeds, all right? Look, we don't have that crazy of wind speeds. Like 48 miles an hour. 44 miles an hour. These aren't crazy winds, but I'm seeing very strong areas of rotation in these little inflow notches. I think we're having brief spin-up tornadoes, and that's what's taking out the power right here. You see all these inflow notches here? So we're having constant little brief spin-up tornadoes in the front of the storm. Like this one's picking one up right here. Like right here, it's picking up EF 1.4 winds from 1,300 feet up to 3,800 feet. So right here, we're having a big gust of wind, about 100 miles an hour. We got lots of reports of wind here too. There's only a lot of time when you get these big gust reports that are 75 miles an hour. They're probably just close. They're really close to an inflow notch that did another, brief spin up, most likely. I mean, this storm's just full of these inflow notches here, so we're going to keep getting brief spin ups here, and people are going to keep losing power out here in Kansas here. And it's working east of Wichita, heading towards Rhodes Hill, Gordon, Augusta. Andover is on deck. Andover is just about to get hit hard. Hey, Miss Irritated, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I'm watching Reed. He's kind of in the middle. He's out here doing nothing right now. He's just like hanging out. Reed's more on the storm down here. He's hanging out with this storm down here. Reed just found a tornado in this storm down here. He pulled right up on the tornado. We're looking at the storm up here. The one that's further north that's taking out a lot of power and causing a bunch of brief spin up tornadoes. This is the one I'm really concerned about right now. Because looking at our most recent update in power outages, we had another 9,000 houses lose power in the last 20 minutes. I don't know about overnight, but tomorrow Ohio's getting hit. Let me go ahead and pull up our threat for the day. So this is our wind threat, right? Look, we have a 45 signature here in the purple, which means we're about to see some really crazy winds in these areas today. The red and green here, we're about to get hammered with winds. Then our today's tornado threat is right here. So Virginia's in a 2% again as usual. And we got 5% on Kansas, Oklahoma, and 2% in outlying areas. That's our chances for tornadoes. Tomorrow, Ohio's in the mix a little bit, mainly northwestern Ohio. So we got a huge area, 5% chance for tornadoes tomorrow. According to Ryan Hallstream, there's like a big line of storms that are going to look like this that's just going to push through. I think that's what we're expecting to get tomorrow. With lots of brief spin up tornadoes, I'm assuming. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And then tomorrow's this is tomorrow's wind threat. Yeah, so supposed to get a lot of winds up here through Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio tomorrow as well with the wind. So it's going to be a pretty crazy day in the Ohio Valley tomorrow. Yeah, Toledo's up here, right? Yeah, you're in it. Toledo's probably going to get hit pretty good tomorrow. I don't know about overnight, though. I mean, this is basically where we're supposed to get thunderstorms today, right? And it's everywhere's covered. Everywhere is expected to get rain today. Probably the same thing tomorrow. Tomorrow's thunderstorms. Just about the same, yeah. Everybody's supposed to get thunderstorms tomorrow, pretty much. But this is our tornado threat for today. This is the main reason why we're streaming. We're basically watching these areas here today. Making sure that these people are warned, know what's going on. We still do have 2 tornado warnings right now. We got one in Pennsylvania and we got one in Colorado. Let's take a look at both of them. This thing's kind of sneaking up on the velocities a little bit here. Oh no, this thing has a lot of side lobe contamination on it. It's kind of crazy this one's warned. I'm not sure what radar you're in because you can't really tell if this is rotation or hail the way that storm's facing the radar, but I mean, I'm just going to go with it. If they upgrade it, they upgrade it. But right now, it looks like it's just hail. I mean, it looks like it's rotating, right? But we're seeing a lot of hail in here. Go ahead and grab another 3D view of this one out here in Oklahoma. Or Colorado. I mean, clearly we have a ton of hail in this storm. And if we did drop a tornado, it'd be like right down in here. All right, let me see who's all online right now real quick. Oh, Ryan Hall is live. Sweet. Pull up our buddy Ryan Hall. He's watching some trucks and stuff out there.
And yeah, you might protect your windshield, but
And our next tornado warning is back in Pennsylvania.
all right, let's take a look at this incredible imagery that we're getting from
This one's still rotating.
right now. Holy smokes.
Ooh, that's in Kansas. We gotta look at that.
Storm over here in Kansas, which is really starting to wrap up. This is currently associated with that severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag.
They got some one Reed Timbers chasing right there.
In Kansas, we've got some rotation really starting to ramp up down here around Mayfield. Okay, and that's essentially what we're looking at right now.
Hey Charlotte, how you doing? Hey Frankie, welcome to stream. How you doing, Jerry?
So you guys need to be watching out in Mayfield, Roland, and
I love watching Nader Juice.
as that storm gets closer to you.
Welcome to the stream, everybody.
Pretty incredible view from Storm Runner, but also we've got Corey Gherkin.
This tornado warning storm's still rotating a little bit out here in Pennsylvania. It doesn't look too scary, but it looks kind of.
You can see that it is rotating.
Looks like it
It's
could.
actually
Looks like it could.
good indicator that this might be a problem for us.
I swear they always tornado warn the saddest, most depressing looking storms out here in Pennsylvania. Look at this poor little guy. This storm just wants to come up and give you a hug. It's not that mean.
Because of the rotation.
He's just a little nice guy. Look, it's just a little baby storm.
We've got 2-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds with this storm. Whether we have a tornado,
It is tornado warned, but it's just a little guy.
This is almost certainly going to produce a tornado here. I mean, you can just kind of smell it just by looking at that.
I mean, it's trying. This thing is trying. Look at that. It's trying. It's got velocities for a little guy, but it's trying.
That would produce a tornado.
Got like multiple areas of velocities here. So, yep, this is our tornado warning up in Pennsylvania in Fulton County, guys. Heading towards Needmore and Hancock.
In Wichita.
They're probably going to let this tornado warning expire, I'm assuming.
Driving through high water already. Guys, turn around. Don't drown. Yeah, so I don't think that's the thing that we're seeing down in the middle, that's not a tornado. It kind of looks like it from this point of view, but if we look at it from Mikey's point of view here, you can see that that's not.
We need to get our eyes on this big beast over here. I think this is the one that we started the stream on. Pretty sure this is the storm we started the stream on. Reed pulled right up into the tornado on it.
Closer to Mayfield. This is Mayfield, Kansas.
Yeah. Holy smokes. Look at this inflow blasting in right here.
Mikey's got an incredible view here of the storm as it
Inflow's coming in at 107 miles an hour, 123 miles an hour. This inflow is just sucking in with so much power right here.
You know, thinking about maybe being under a warning at some point here soon. And over
123 mile an hour at 1,600 feet, sucking the inflow in at that much power. Like, I mean, this thing just, it's like vacuuming it in right here. It's just sucking it in, making this thing really strong. This thing is really trying hard. This storm might be a big, mean storm here soon. Just looking at all this inflow and how much juice it's sucking in right now. This thing's a nader juice machine. When you can just see all this area here where the inflow is just getting sucked in. It's just, you see all the blotchiness from the radar, right? This thing is just, it's just sucking this all in really strong and fast.
Okay, good.
Still think we have a pretty good threat in these storms up here. I don't think anybody up here should be like relaxing. Rose Hill's up next. Douglas, Gordon, Augusta, you're on deck. These storms coming towards you next. Last I checked, we had a lot of houses without power up here near
Oh, yeah, I
Wichita.
had some audio.
So let's go ahead and pull up our power outages again. So our last one, we had 17,000 households without power. And that was at 1617. So let's refresh again, see what we got. 627. We're up to 18,466 houses without power. I don't know if the storm's moving into Butler County yet, but we got 136 houses without power in Butler. We got 344 houses without power in Lyland. 75 in Marion. So I think the storm's kind of making its way up through here. I think this is where it's at, heading up through here. Looking at the shape of it. Yeah. So I think this part's still in its Edgeworks, but this part's going up into the new areas. So we're having a lot of power outages happen from these storms. So these are big, mean storms, guys. Get away from your windows. Get ready. You might be losing power.
This is going to go all the way over towards Chanute, Independence, close to Tulsa, Oklahoma City, back there towards Perryton in Texas. So that's what we're dealing with today. Also, we've got some photos coming in. This is from the Wichita airport earlier. What else do we got here?
Yeah, this one by Mayfield looks like it's going to go big. Let's get a 3D view of this thing. When this thing decides to drop, ooh.
This is from Wichita earlier as well. Thank you guys for sending in your photos.
That is a big old monster supercell right here.
You can send this stuff into community@ryanhaulyall.com if you want to.
Look at this big boy.
Here. And of course, we've got Lord Ham Bunk.
My goodness.
And y'all out there watching, appreciate.
Man, just seeing this big area, this huge gust of wind rotating down, man, that is scary looking.
Got a really nice setup there. Lots of shelf cloud photos coming in from Wichita. Thank you guys so much for sending this in. I hope you guys.
Sometimes I'll look at 3D views and it's just like it makes me want to have a panic attack looking at them. Sometimes like, oh my god, this looks so scary. It's kind of that's what it wants to do, man. It just wants to. The storm is so big and strong.
This is a really cool video.
We can't see all of it because the storm's cut off, right? It's cut off from up here, but I mean, you can clearly see how strong this thing's getting. This whole area of like rotation as it's twisting here. This is a monster of a storm.
I wouldn't be surprised if that actually ended up becoming a tornado at some point. So thank you so much for sending that in. Another view of it here from Avalon near Riverside, Wichita earlier. And then an incredible shot of a lightning strike there from Schneiderman. And then some more shots.
And the inflow just continues. It's just continuing to suck everything in. Like this thing just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Right. So that's what we're going to continue to see as the storms come in. So if you got damage.
So what I think we're going to see is eventually, yeah, this thing's going to basically come down here and it's going to wrap it around. It's going to start spinning up right in here. As long as the inflow keeps sucking in, you kind of see where we have our hook right here, right? Then our inflow going in. That's what it's going to do. It's going to bring it around, spin it around. It's going to make our tornado right in here eventually. I mean, this storm is absolutely huge. And it's working on it right now. So let's just tilt up the radar, see how much rotation we have up in there already. See, yeah, it's already starting to rotate it up there. So we already got pretty good rotation up in the upper levels already. This is at 16,000 feet, and you can see how it's already rotating in there. Pretty good rotation at 44,000 feet up here.
By the way, here's some of our top storm reports so far. 75-mile-per-hour winds there a little bit earlier near Mays, Kansas. 74 miles per hour at Elk Mountain, Wyoming. That was just a little.
We're in Kansas right now.
Kansas, 70 miles per hour. So lots of 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming in.
We're watching a big giant supercell in Kansas, just south of Wichita.
285 reports today.
Anybody just hopping in, I'll pull up our tornado threat for the day. This is where we're watching for tornadoes today. We got a 5% chance in the red, 2% in the green. With a little baby area over here in Kentucky. Or not Kentucky, but Virginia. You know, it's easy to be faked out because Virginia and Kentucky kind of have the same shape, you know. That's what we're watching. But we have really, really high wind threat today as well.
Fulton County, Pennsylvania. That's going to go on.
We got a 45% signature chance for winds in these same areas too. So very, very, very high chance of getting some extremely nasty winds up here in northern Oklahoma, southern Kansas.
We are under a tornado warning for the next 21 minutes in Plum Run and Dickey's Mountain. Okay, now the good news is, we haven't had any reports, so we don't necessarily believe that there's an imminent tornado happening, but the storm is rotating and it could produce a tornado. So we're out of an abundance of caution. We're going to.
They renewed the tornado warning out here in Pennsylvania, guys.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
They've renewed our tornado warning. It looks like it started up a second hook out here in Pennsylvania.
My goodness.
So they're I guess they're tornado warning the new hook on it.
Softball size hail coming into Belle Plaine and Wellington and Oxford in Kansas. Trained weather spotters at 5:34 p.m. reported baseball size hail was falling, and we expect that to get larger here as the storm moves off to the east. Wellington and Belle Plaine out here in Sumner County, Kansas. You guys are now under a PDS severe thunderstorm warning. This is a destructive
Got like
storm
2 areas of
possible.
rotation.
Speaking of tornado possibilities, meteorologist Andy Hill has a y'all watch here. He's saying y'all watch.
Keep your phones nearby if you're in this area near Hancock. I don't know if this thing's going to drop anything. It might. If it does, it won't be too strong, but definitely won't be inside away from your windows if it does.
So this bottom part of the storm down here, this is where we're watching that rotation. We've seen this storm spinning like a top from all of our storm chaser point of views.
Atlanta and Greenville. Let me check.
Happen, and the storm continues to get stronger as well. This has definitely got some tornado potential to it.
Are you talking about Atlanta, Georgia?
The storm. We've got this part down here, which
Holy smokes, we have tons of storms in Atlanta right now. We got a whole big line of severe thunderstorms in Atlanta. Make sure you guys type in the city and state, all right? Because you type in Springfield, there's like 75 Springfields in America. So I'm assuming, Tracy, you're talking about Atlanta, Georgia, maybe?
This is a monster storm. Look at how.
But yeah, welcome to stream, Tracy.
That's crazy. And that's what's heading towards Belle Plaine here over the next little bit. There's 15,000 people in that polygon. Anybody that gets hit by this storm is going to feel it. So get ready for that. More damage.
Yeah, we're getting tons of rain in Atlanta today. Lots of rain in Georgia. I mean, this line of storms is basically going all the way up from Florida line all the way up to almost Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, we're getting tons of rain.
Aubrey from Wichita, Kansas. Thank you for sending.
Getting lots of rain up in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is almost completely covered in rainstorms here.
Tons of damage reports come in from all across Wichita.
Looks like we got tons of scattered showers over Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, Indianapolis. There's a couple scattered showers.
The storm is done in Wichita for the most part right now.
We just got rain all over the place. Colorado, Wyoming, you're all getting tons of rain. Nebraska, scattered showers. Minnesota's got, South Minnesota has a ton of rain coming.
Wichita, where that monster Supercell's hitting. And then
Kansas City, it's coming. Looks like it's going to rain for the next 6 hours in Kansas City, probably.
We just got a wind gust report of 80 miles.
I don't know how far these severe storms are going to make it, but we do have, so these are our troublemakers down here, and this is where we got some serious business storms here. Oklahoma's looking pretty clear at the moment. We do got a little blip forming up down here, over here by Guymon. Should probably check that guy out. This thing might be a little sneaky spinner down there.
Crazy looking supercell. Like, these are some of the beefiest supercells you'll ever see on radar. We got another one back here near Medicine Lodge, which is looking plumb wild right now in Harper and Kingman County in Kansas. So
this thing's really trying. I think we're going to see a tornado out of this thing at some point.
Back around Harper again, maybe here soon. So get ready for that. And we're actually starting to see the storms really get going back here in the panhandle of Oklahoma. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning for Beaver and Texas counties in Oklahoma. So this
storm still looks really scary up here.
We're going to see that big line of storms.
We need to check the power outages again here soon. I mean, it's almost on top of Augusta now. I know we have some really strong winds out here.
Number one story right now.
Actually, I don't even really see that strong of winds. I keep seeing brief spin up tornadoes. They're just, I guess they just don't warn spin up tornadoes in Kansas. Just doesn't, it's a gust of wind for them. I mean, look, we have an 80-mile-an-hour gust of wind right here. Like,
Let's see here.
that's where we had a brief tornado right here, just southeast of Andover.
Yeah, Sumner County.
The power outages ain't lying. We've been seeing power outages left and right.
Next 46 minutes. Softball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds.
Our last update was at 6:27. I don't know if we're going to get another update yet. Yep. 19,866 houses without power in Sedgwick County now. So this storm really did a number on Sedgwick.
Go ahead, y'all bot.
All right, Ryan, buckle up. I've got a ton of storm reports coming in, especially out of Kansas.
Looks like it's starting to downtrend a little bit, though. Looks like it's not as crazy as it was.
Baseball-sized hail in Sumner County.
Because it's not, we're not getting any more bright yellows as it moves further out. Looks like the storm's starting to calm down, but we did I think we had another 1,000 households accounted for lost power here in Sedgwick County since the last scan.
All these reports have hit in the last 30 minutes, with some just moments ago.
All right, so we continue to have a.
That's St. Louis. That's when I got partnered. I got partnered a couple days ago.
Tornado warning, and I do want to go check back in on that real quick. In Fulton County in Pennsylvania, we've got 15 minutes left on this tornado warning.
I'm not sure how the old super chat thing works, but it's on. Or you're able to do it now.
For the next 15 minutes. In Mississippi, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Copiah, Franklin.
Looks like it might be trying to do something up in here.
This is going to be for.
Gonna see how it's trying to do some rotation here. We might see something act up right in this spot here.
Staying away from windows. Looks like that's going to hit Interstate 55 here.
Got a bit of rotation right there.
So if you're driving between Wesson and Macomb, it's going to be a rough.
Yeah, I finally got partnered a couple days ago. I'm excited. I'm glad I finally did that.
Storm warning right now in effect for 1.6 million people out here north and east of Atlanta, Gainesville, the great town of.
Man, this is such a big old storm right here, guys.
We've got places like Johns Creek and Auburn.
So beautiful. Such a beautiful, large classic supercell right here.
That's the.
I mean, that is just a beauty.
Dealing with out here in Atlanta, nothing tornadic or anything like that. Just some really strong winds moving through, maybe up to 60 miles per hour. That's coming into Oakwood and Gainesville.
That is one big girl.
In Georgia, every time we go live, people are always like, "Why do you never talk about Georgia?" Well, usually
she's a twirling and whirling in there. You can still see it.
Look, we're doing it. We're talking about Georgia.
I think this storm's going to do it. It's been maintaining. I think it's going to spin up a tornado possibly. I don't know how much longer it's going to wait, but I think it's going to do it.
Back to Kansas.
Florida.
Ball-size hail.
Are you asking about Florida, Langley?
To the Belle Plaine area. This is an extremely.
We just went down there. We were looking at Atlanta. Atlanta's getting hit hard by tons of thunderstorms right now. That's actually a crazy amount of thunderstorms coming through Atlanta. No shortage of thunderstorms in Georgia. This looks like Jacksonville's got a couple line of storms coming through in Jacksonville area. Florida's always the same way, it's hit and miss. Stuff comes, some stuff goes. It's like always, it's always storming in Florida. I wanted to go check out that little blip over there. Let me go check out that little blip in Oklahoma. We'll take our Colorado radar because this thing's no longer tornado warned.
What an incredible shot of lightning. Two separate images here of a really good bolt. Probably too close for comfort there. I wouldn't be outside after the first one, I think. But thanks for sending that in, Brandon from Wichita out there.
Yeah, this one's rotating a little bit. This is our little blip out here in the tip of Oklahoma.
And let's see here.
We might see a tornado warning out of this thing and eventually too. It's just a little guy, but you know what these little things do? They end up getting big.
Right now in the greater Wichita area.
And it's not even that little. I mean, this little thing's turning into a big supercell as it goes.
South, where we've got that destructive, severe thunderstorm right now, doing.
Yeah.
Honestly, if something like this were to hit Wichita,
Definitely might see a tornado warning out of this thing here in a little bit.
Even than what we're looking at right now with the storm that just happened. But this is thankfully.
How you doing, Vanya?
Populated area, but still, the people of Mayfield, Roland, and Wellington here are about to deal with.
Anybody just stopping in? We're basically watching out for tornadoes.
We do have that potential tornado.
This is our wind threat for the day, but we're basically watching out for the tornado threat today in this area here. Got 5% in the red, 2% in the green. So we're checking out these areas today. And as well, we have Ryan Hall here up in the top right. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Ryan Hall.
Let's see here. Yeah, let me load up the latest.
We'll take a look at some of the storm chasers that are out there.
And I'll show you guys the future radar real quick. Real quick, because I know we got a lot of people interested in that.
Ooh, Tornado Pagey's live today. Nice.
So here is what the radar could look like as we go into the future. Potentially around an hour from now, we're going to have those storms down here in the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles really blowing up and potentially causing even bigger problems with the hail and the tornadoes out there in this part of the world here. So get ready for that out there.
Yeah, give me a minute. We're going to watch what Ryan Hall's talking about.
We're
Real
also
quick.
going to continue to see storms firing and moving through the Wichita area. Now, I do think that
We'll go right there and back into that.
It's very possible that the strongest storm of the day has already went through Wichita.
Definitely
But there's
going
also
down
a possibility that we get another really strong round that moves through here at some point. So that we're not really out of the woods yet in Wichita, but we are watching this very closely as the storms move through. There's also a chance that that second round could potentially impact areas as far north as into Kansas City. So this is one of those things where looking at the HRRR, honestly not the smartest thing to do, but we're looking at it anyways just to get an estimate of what we could be talking about tonight. Potentially around midnight, that's when we're going to have this big Boeing line segment moving into northern portions of Oklahoma. We'll be talking about Bartlesville. We're going to be talking about Coffeyville and places like that. And then after midnight, things are probably going to calm down. But they're still going to, we're likely going to see some very strong winds, damaging winds in Joplin, Tulsa, maybe even Oklahoma City before things completely calm down. And then as we go into the day tomorrow, we do think that we're going to see the reignition of storms here, especially in Michigan and portions of Ohio, Indiana, down in towards Kentucky. Honestly, it looks like a really interesting day for severe weather tomorrow. We're going to have a line of storms and potentially even some supercells up here.
Look at that thing up by.
Just a really interesting storm system that you don't. I mean, we just don't get a lot of these in June, where you've got a line of storms that go from Michigan all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Like, it's not like it never happens, but a lot of times we're dealing with much smaller mesoscale convective systems this time of year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. That threat's going to go well into the night. Those storms are going to pop up around Indianapolis and western Kentucky around 3 p.m.
Oh, I know.
And then we're still going to be dealing with a line of storms kind of just making it to my area by 6 a.m. Wow. Yeah, so that's going to be that's going to be an interesting situation there. We're definitely, our goal will probably be to cover this part live. And if we can't cover the southern part of it, then so be it. And then there's a chance that we even will go live on Thursday if the severe weather threat continues farther into the East Coast.
This thing is like a weird.
So yeah, this is actually my first time looking at the HRRR beyond today, at least from this run. So that's a really interesting storm
everything's
system
full
tomorrow.
on
And
the
just to put that,
One big ol'
to make it easier to understand, here's the categorical outlook for today. Moderate risk of severe weather right here in Tulsa to Woodward, Bartlesville, up towards Wichita. That's our main focus area, right? And here is tomorrow's outlook. Day 2. So enhanced risk of severe weather from near St. Louis and Cape Girardeau up through Indianapolis up towards southern portions of Michigan. That's going to be driven by a tornado threat, or I'm sorry, a damaging wind threat, but there's also going to be a pretty large 5% tornado area from Chicago down to St. Louis, Cape Girardeau, Indianapolis, Detroit once again. So lots of people in the path of some potential damaging severe weather tomorrow. And then day 3, slight risk from Charlotte, North Carolina, all the way up to Canada.
Lubbock's in the general.
So yeah, that's continues to look very interesting there. Do we have anything on day 4? We actually don't, or day 5. So next 3 days look pretty impactful, pretty eventful. But we'll see what happens after that. Today, obviously, is our highest risk as far as the outlooks go. But this is, by the way, today's moderate risk is driven by the wind threat. The tornado threat is there, and the large hail threat is obviously there. But the thing
Given a
that's
really good extended forecast
that we're
right
really
now.
confident in is that this is going to turn into a very strong line of damaging winds that races across portions of Kansas and Oklahoma.
Should I answer?
Okay.
Hello? Hi.
It's awesome. Thank you, Ryan.
So yeah,
Oh,
we'll probably be, tomorrow is going to be another one of those days where
right now.
we'll be on standby mode.
We're in Kansas.
Standby
If stuff
mode.
starts happening, then we'll start.
Tomorrow's going to get wild, I think,
Going live, you
tomorrow.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
looking at
Yeah,
tomorrow's
you
threat,
told me,
I think we're
Dorothy.
probably going to be good.
Oh
have
man,
my
Rob
red
just had a
sparkly
really
Crocs
crazy
on
view from
again.
Wellington.
Yeah.
But he got
Everybody's still watching this
okay.
big
Yeah,
giant
this is live
supercell
from
right here.
Wellington,
Big
where
old
the
beautiful looking
storm, that
monster.
destructive severe thunderstorm, is just now starting to come in. Looks like we're losing signal with him, but this is like literally just some of the first rain showers starting to move in here.
The videos of it? That's
On the
awesome.
front
Big old
side.
beautiful supercell right here.
And then this is from a little bit of a distance.
It's trying.
You can see
Still trying. I think it still, it
what
still
that storm
has a
looks
good
like there
chance
from
of
Alex's point of view.
Yeah.
spinning up at some point
Just a
in time.
monster of a supercell moving into
Wellington.
Wellington, Kansas right now. Get ready for those
This thing did
potential
produce a tornado for
softball-sized
Reed earlier.
hailstones
That was a
and
cool
60
lightning
mile
strike.
per hour
we're
winds.
in a severe thunderstorm right now. Did you get any flooding?
Got Tornado Pagey up too.
Did you get
Can
any
pull her up?
flooding?
Good
Oh,
old
okay.
Tornado Pagey.
Evansburg
She's out
was,
chasing today
was
as well.
Flooding, so there's
Also,
4
look at this
feet of
crazy
water on the
picture
road.
that we're getting
Apparently.
from
Oops.
Jacqueline
It
R. in Bel Air,
was
Kansas, from the storm
the lake.
that happened earlier.
Wrong
You
window.
can clearly see an updraft base here. And then look at the rain shaft. Look at that. Looks like a literal wall of water just racing towards you
The
here.
lake.
That's a really cool picture, by the way.
Oh my god.
Very cool. Thank you so much for sending that in.
I'm glad you saw it. You just look at the name. That's so funny.
And then here is a video from Ryan out there in Douglas, Kansas, of the storm as it was coming in earlier.
I know.
Thank you for sending this in. And once again, y'all, if you want to send stuff in to us, community@ryanhaulyall.com or Twitter.
All right,
You can do that, and we'll try to show it on the air here.
Now.
We've come up with a pretty good system here to try to make it
All right, I
easier
love you.
than just showing it on Twitter. So
Bye.
this is from Kobe Curtis
She's
out
so
there.
funny.
Thanks for tuning in. You got a really nice
Sorry, guys,
setup.
I had to take a call from my grandma.
And so do you, Low Miller.
Oh,
Jay
Tornado
Low
Pagey
Miller.
sick talking to her grandma.
And what is this? We've got some flooding. Here's some imagery of the flooding out there in Andale, Kansas, which we've heard several reports
Andale,
of
Kansas
street
flooding.
flooding in Kansas, especially up there around Wichita. We're still hearing reports of people being
Oh
stranded.
wow, yeah,
in
lots of
flooded
flooding
waters.
out there. That looks like my
just
yard.
Another reminder: turn around.
Oh my goodness.
Don't drown. More tree
Looks
damage
like
out
my
there
yard.
in the Georgia area. That's in.
So we're down to
Georgia,
0
actually.
tornado warnings, baby.
And Rich G.
We have one severe
Getting them
destructive,
started
though.
young there.
One
Thank you
severe
so much once
destructive.
again for tuning in.
It's basically this storm right here. This one has our severe destructive on it.
Let's go back to Corey, or actually, let's go to Storm Runner.
Georgia? Yeah, absolutely. We were just looking at Georgia. We'll pull it up again. I got a radar already down there. Yep,
Who
we got
continues to
lots
have
of
a
storms in Georgia,
breathtaking
guys.
View of the storm that's
Lots
coming
and
into
lots
Wellington
of
right
big
now.
thunderstorms coming
Some
through
of the
Georgia. The
really
tornado
strong
threat
winds and the
is
really
pretty much non-existent in
intense
Georgia.
hail is just now starting to move
But
into the
we're definitely
going
going to see
to
lots of
the
thunderstorms
western
coming
portion
through
of
Georgia here
Wellington.
today. You can clearly
So
see
you
them.
guys need to get ready. I would definitely take shelter in Wellington as if this was a
Lots and
tornado
lots of
warning.
thunderstorms coming through.
Now,
No
it
shortage
doesn't
of
have
rain
that
in Georgia.
It doesn't have that destructive tag anymore. It's just a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. But still, 60-mile-per-hour limits.
I mean, you got
you
tons
don't
of
wanna be in
rain
the living
behind
room
them.
for that, okay?
It's pretty much northern
Get
Georgia
away
is
from
probably
those
going to see rain
windows.
for at least the next 2 to 3 hours.
And you want to get indoors, obviously.
Or Pennsylvania is completely covered in rain. We got this big monster rotating supercell up here in Kansas that everybody's watching. Doesn't look
Yeah, this is a view
tornadic
from
yet,
Rob
but
up there in Wellington, Kansas, right
oh
now.
wow, look at this. Look at this little hooky. Where'd this come from? We got a little bit of a hook popping out in this storm here with a good bit of rotation on it. This just kind of came out of nowhere. We got all kinds of big storms in Kansas now. That looks pretty fishy to me, if I say so myself.
Yeah, next in line, we've got places like Oxford. You guys are also under that considerable severe thunderstorm warning. And then coming back over here to the radar, we've got a nice supercell that's really trying to get its act together over here north and west of Harper. This is causing some problems already in Spivey and Zinda, moving over towards Norwich.
Doesn't really have any lower level rotation.
We currently have I repeat, no tornado warnings. We do have a considerable severe
All the
thunderstorm warning in
velocities
effect
are up
for
high
Butler
on this
County,
storm with
Kansas.
this little hook.
We're talking about
sticking
2-inch hail and some 70-mile-per-hour winds moving into, is it El Dorado in Kansas?
Yes,
And
yes.
then,
Tomorrow
Leon,
we're
you
getting
guys
hit
are
hard
back
in
as well,
Ohio.
Pontiac, Rosalia, and Latham.
I don't know how hard it's
Get
going to
ready
be, but
for
we're
it.
getting hit tomorrow in Ohio, sadly.
And then Chelsea is on that storm.
Right now, anybody
That
just
is,
stopping. This is
also
our
severe
tornado
storm
threat
to-
for today, right
Honestly,
here. We
I
got
think
5%
Chelsea's one
red,
of the only
2%
storm
green.
chasers that's on this cell. This is
Tomorrow's
the farthest
tornado
west
threat.
one in the Kansas complex. This is not the
So
Wellington
Ohio's
storm.
in the
This is,
threat for
I guess,
tomorrow.
what we
So we
could
have
call
2% in the
new
green
Harper
again,
storm.
5% in red.
So this one's
Parts of
rotating
Ohio are in the
a lot
red.
as well,
Parts of
and,
Ohio are in the
might
green. I'm in the green
end up
tomorrow.
getting a tornado possible tag at some point.
Then ask for just rain tomorrow. Tons of rain. All of Ohio's getting rain tomorrow.
Here's a photo of a tree down. This is from Mary Jam in Mulvane, Kansas. So lots of trees down. Lots of trees down. And my goodness, Matt in West Virginia has a really nice looking setup as well. Matt's got 3 different instances of WeatherWise pulled up. Another monitor that I guess is viewing some sort of camera, Weather Eye number 1, and then he's got you got the stream pulled up. That's awesome. Now that is a battle station.
Do you guys have chains or straps by
Battle
chance?
station.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to check and see.
Nothing. I don't have anything long enough to get down there because if we go right there, we're gonna sink too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's another photo from
okay.
You don't have boards or
Medkif
anything?
No, I
from
tried using
Andover,
my floor
Kansas,
mats, see if I
as
get
that
them
storm
out,
was coming in
started sinking.
to that area. So
And
really
fires
ominous looking storm
started on both
as it was
sides,
coming in, and I
and
think
some
that a lot of
water
you can
too.
agree that it
So
was,
there's, like, no traction.
you know,
at all.
it was
I'm
pretty.
worried if we like backed
It
up in there, that
felt
we would
as
slide
rough
into
as
Yeah,
it
I don't want
looked
you to get stuck either.
because we're getting
No,
tons of
'cause it's
damage
much harder to
reports
get this out.
from out there.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Well, thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
You can't be safe. God, we can do anything right now, right? We have
we've
nothing
got-
really going
and
on.
speaking of
like we
speaking
got
of
some
those
big,
reports, we
scary
continue to
looking
have them
storms
come
out
in.
here in
We're
Kansas,
talking
but there's
about,
really nothing going on.
Many power poles are down. This
We
is
got
one of
some
the things
severe.
that we're hearing.
Everybody knows in
Some
Kansas.
of them are
Everybody's
actually
used to
causing
these big,
fires.
scary storms in Kansas. It's pretty
in,
much break
trees
time
and
right
homes.
now.
There are many trees down on both, homes and blocking roads.
Look, you
throughout
got
the area.
nothing,
Multiple car
man. Not even a
accidents
little bit of a
are being
rain blip
reported
out
via
here.
Hydroplaning with some injuries, and many roads are still flooding.
Nothing
Many
happening
vehicles
out here.
Disabled, and rescues are now ongoing. This is all happening.
We can
in the
actually, you
Wichita,
know what, we can
Kansas
check right
area.
now too, since there's nothing really going on.
And unfortunately, Wichita, I really don't think we're done for the night. I think that first round.
Turn
we're
these
done
guys
with it.
down a little bit. I'm sorry I had them up so loud still.
Strongest storm of the day, but there's more
We can
storms
check our,
almost certain.
let's check our tropical depressions. Let's see what's going on with those. Oh, we're down to one tropical depression. Awesome. Oh, and this one's getting strong. Is this tropical storm yet? A 50-mile-an-hour rotation on Eric. Looks like it's going to hit landfall here in Mexico. Near Acapulco. Getting kind of close to Mexico City. So yeah, we got a pretty big tropical depression out here. It's really starting to strength up. So you might see that one hit landfall here pretty soon. I don't know what our other one just fell apart. Definitely get lots of rain out here in Asia. Holy smokes, China's getting a ton of rain. That is some big rainstorms. I think those rainstorms would cover the entire United States right there. Heck, look, we got big rainstorms too if you look at it right. So only got one tropical depression left. Might be a tropical storm by now. I don't know when the actual tropical storm starts. Right, all right. I'm not doing riot stuff. I'm good at all that. The riots are pretty easy to forecast. You wait till it gets dark, then the kids come out and start breaking the law. It's peaceful during the day, then when it gets dark, then you got the kids coming out and they like throw fireworks at the police and stuff, and then it gets bad.
And then hail, we had 2.75-inch hail reported in Conway Springs, Kansas, and then a bunch of golf balls reported out there between Conway Springs, Colorado City, and Augusta in Kansas.
It's actually starting to rotate pretty good back here.
All right, let's check in.
I can't believe this thing really hasn't started rotating much yet.
We're kind of right in the middle of it here.
Saying it's got some pretty good rotation right here, but I don't know. When I see it, I'll believe it. We'll see what happens. Where is Tornado Pagey? He's in Summer County, Kansas. Wherever she's driving, it's dark. Oh, she's in the same area where Ryan Hall's watching. Storm Runner Media. They're close together.
Butler County, Kansas. The fire department out there has reported hail, with the largest being golf ball sized. That's 1.75 inches. We've also had other reports of quarter-sized hail from the same general vicinity. Hey Ryan, just got word of some thunderstorm wind damage coming out of Augusta over in Butler County, Kansas. This was reported about 15 minutes ago by the fire department. Sounds like they've got a power pole that snapped and is leaning onto a house there.
So it seems like at this point every 5 minutes a new storm report comes in. So we're really starting to hear
St. Louis.
The damage that
it's a tropical storm.
And we're also starting to hear about it, between Andover and Augusta. And I'm sure we're going to get some reports out of El Dorado and Venora here soon.
I would have figured by the time it gets up to 50 miles an hour, it's a tropical storm.
Here around,
yeah.
Wichita. That's what we've been
It's
covering.
now officially a
That's not all
tropical
we
storm
got
out here
going on.
named
Okay,
Eric.
We've got this storm back here in the panhandle of Oklahoma that continues to cause some problems out here in Beaver County.
I still got a bit to learn about all the
Texas County,
tropical
and
storms,
Oklahoma.
depressions, and
We
hurricanes and
also
stuff.
have,
I mean, I've actually lived
severe
through quite a
thunderstorm
few
warning right now
hurricanes,
in
but
Kentucky. That's right, in Kentucky out here in Corbin.
man, I've seen a lot of hurricanes down in Florida.
Strong storm impacting about 75,000 people out there in Clay, Knox.
I think the biggest one I lived through was Hurricane Hugo. That was like back in the 80s or 90s.
This is coming over towards Barberville next.
I was a
so
kid.
Get ready for that. Now we had a little bit of a storm come through over here in my area earlier. That one's moved out of the way, but another one's coming up towards the north and east.
I don't know. I've never seen the twist. Does that radar look like the radar from Twisted Roblox? I've never seen that before.
Baseball practice day, that was our plan, but that got canceled because of the storm, actually. So lots of outdoor events getting canceled across the...
I mean, look at all these storms. Look at all the rotation. Like this, I mean, this is rotating in every single area. There's a cloud. It's rotating. It's just rotation city out here. Same thing. This is all rotating. Except for this big giant supercell. I mean, it's definitely rotating, right? But
go over here to the radar real quick.
It's not rotating that crazy.
And I want to check in on that severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Banks, Barrow, and Clark counties in Georgia, Athens, and Commerce.
Man, she is in some heavy rain right now. It is just coming down on Tornado Pagey.
By some 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's moving up towards Claremont next, or Claremont.
I'm assuming Bryce Shelton's in the car with her.
Coming back to the Wichita radar, you can see that these are our strongest storms right now. We've also got a new severe thunderstorm watch in effect. So let's go check that out real quick. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for Lubbock, Abercrombie, Plainview, Childress, Vernon in Texas, and then Altus, Frederick, and Hobart in Oklahoma. So we've got another 500,000 people in the path of significant severe weather here through the night. This is going to go until 11 p.m. Central. So get ready for those 2-inch hailstones, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and frequent lightning. And then we've also got a mesoscale discussion. The intensification of an ongoing supercell is possible.
Eric, right now we're just dealing with stuff out in Kansas. That's about it.
Specifically the area between Beaver, Oklahoma.
Not a whole lot going on.
And Canadian Texas. This is including the town of...
Got some severe destructives out here in Kansas, but pretty mild right now.
Some photo in from Supercell on
Yeah, we're
Twitter.
dealing with out here in Kansas.
Young and hanging out there.
You know what? I think I'm actually going to go ahead and shut down the stream for a little bit. And if it starts to get bad again, I'll bring it live because we really don't have any tornadoes going on.
A lot of people out there with
Not a whole bunch of craziness.
like a lot. So that's super awesome to see. Thank you so much.
I got a lot of stuff I got to do around the house too. So if things start to pick up and we start to get tornadoes again, I think I'm going to come back live. You guys want to keep watching. Ryan Hall is still going to be here. But I really appreciate everybody stopping in. If things start to get crazy again, I'll go ahead and go live again. But right now, it's looking pretty mild. So I will see you guys later, and thanks for stopping in.